for here. Then I want you to do 3 jab counters both for lefty and righty. So versus a righty and versus a lefty fighter. With our friend says we're training partners. The first one, so my partner is a righty. I am also a righty. He's gonna be doing a jab. I'm gonna be countering with a Parry Cross. So I want to land that strong cross. So as soon as he jabs, I parry the hand. When I parry, I don't slap it down really, really hard, because if he fakes and I'm putting my hand down, then he's gonna catch me with something else. The parry is just a little slap, and then using that momentum to come in. Also, remember guys, you gotta keep that distance, because if I'm here, it's gonna be really hard for me to do counter attacks. But if I'm here, then he has to step before throwing that punch. So as soon as he steps, I counter by parrying and then crossing. If he's a longer opponent like my teammate, I kind of just keep my base, or if anything, I go in a little bit. So as soon as he steps, I kind of go in a little bit to land that cross, because I got to make up for that distance. The second one is going to be a pullback. So now I'm going to keep that distance. As soon as he steps in with that punch, I'm going to step back and then come in with my own cross. So I step back, come in with my own cross. So there's 2 ways to do this. The first one is keeping this leg here. So as soon as he does that jab, I step, come back. The second one is hopping back and forth with both of your legs. So as soon as he jabs, I hop and then hop back in. Good? It's going to take a little bit more speed from your part if you're going to do both legs. Now the last one is going to be just the slip. Now if he does the jab, all I'm doing is I slip and then coming in with that cross. For this slip, I like to do 2 steps. Why? Because especially most of the time I fight longer opponents like my teammate, and when I do the step, it helps me cover some distance and it helps me move my body a little bit. So the steps are the following. All I do is as soon as I turn my body, I'm stepping 1 and then stepping 2 as I come in with that cross. So one more time, I go 1, 2, and I come in with that cross, keeping my hands up. So how does it look like? Again, as soon as he steps, I slip, come in with that cross, angle out just a little bit as I slip. Now, if your opponent is a lefty, so let's say my opponent right now is a lefty, now it's a little bit different. I'm going to be countering with my left hand if I'm a righty. So I'm going to be countering with my jab. So same concept, I want to keep that distance, so when he steps in, I'm going to be able to counter and see the attack coming. So as soon as he does that jab, parry, jab. I come in, I parry, jab. So again, parry, jab. Okay? I cut that distance, especially if I'm fighting a longer opponent, and against a lefty, you can even angle just a little bit. So one more time, I do the parry, jab, and I'm stepping slightly out of their foot. So I'm stepping to the outside of their foot, giving me a little bit of advantage. Now, the next one is going to be same thing, pull back, but this time I can do either a cross or a jab. So as soon as he does the jab, I pull back, cross, or again, does the jab, pull back, jab. You can do either both. I personally like to do the cross if I'm fighting a longer opponent, because I have a little bit more range, but that one you can do either or. And then the last one is going to be the same thing, but now we're going to be slipping towards the other side. So as soon as he does that jab, I slip, and then I can step again with this foot if I want, and then come in with kind of overhand jab over their jab. So again, as soon as he does that jab, I have 1 here, 2, step. So the steps are going to be 1, 2. Good, so I'm here. I have 1, 2, and I come in over with my own jab over their jab. Alright guys, so those are 3 different ways that you can counter the jab from both a lefty fighter and a righty fighter. If you have any questions, please comment below, and see you guys next time.